that little. Okay. That's better. That's better. I have a green light. I believe I'm going to do all right. Let's see. I don't know if I'm live. I'm on this by myself here, so Travis isn't across the desk to help me out to see if I'm getting out. I understand. He said as long as I see a green light, I'm putting out there. There it is. There's showtime right there, baby. He showed up. I appreciate it, buddy. Let me know that I am. Oh, wrong mouse. Let me know I'm getting out. Anyway, I am indeed going live up in the house. I just tried to go live down in the shop just a few minutes ago, and the internet said, no way, baby. So I had to all of a sudden make my dash, gather up all my camera and everything, run it back upstairs here. We had a whole lot of weather come through last night. I see Stephanie Dean out there, Dorothy Tyndall, Joy Peters is out there, Rose Taylor, John Winslow's showing up, Teresa Diggum, Bonnie Childs is here, Gabby Mueller, Charles Stokel. Hey, Leo, how you doing? Rose and Randy Curvin, how you doing, buddy? Anyway, I was down in the shop. Tried to go live for just a second, and we have a lot of weather moved through last night. And, well, the shop is a little wet anyway, but I was going to go live anyway, but I didn't get a good connection down anyway. It's Friday, baby. It is Friday. And y'all know the routine here, so I got my beer ready, baby. And here's to it, baby. We've deserved this weekend for a while. It's been a shit week. Especially for some people. Anyway, get the beer off the ice. Put the butt in the bowl. Spark it up. Or whatever you may want to put in your pipe. And let's get on with it, baby. I appreciate all y'all showing up. Oh, there's Kelly Melvin Roberts and Kelly Duggart is here. Linda Saylor's here. Gary Spring up in Canada. Anyway. Can't even keep your pipe lit. Ain't that some shit? What's going on? Well, y'all hold your ears a little bit because I do indeed want to do a little call out here. So watch your eardrums. You might get a little hurt by this. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, baby blue all the time. Okay, you can take your fingers out of your ears. That goes out to Paulette Hallbeck in Plano, Illinois. Baby, I got your mail today. I got your little note. Paulette, y'all have heard me call her out before. Paulette has been with us well over 2 years, and every month Paulette sends a donation. She is so faithful to this. And she wrote a little note saying that when she heard me sing that song a long time ago, she really enjoyed it. But anyway, Paulette Hallbeck, thank you very much, baby. I appreciate it for your dedication to this. She has seen this Blue Dot family indeed grow a lot. And thank you. And, well, it's the best singing I can do. Anyway, hey, Chucks are 255. And, hey, there's Claire Dines. She's over in Scotland? Ireland? Oh, Lord, baby, no, it might be Hove. She's in the United Kingdom over there. And sometimes not all of it goes through. Anyway, what's going on today? Well, I hope y'all got the opportunity to see Mike Pence dance out there at the Corona Task Force meeting, baby. They had the first one in almost, I think they said 2 months or something like that since they had the last one. There's a lot happened since then. But Dr. Birx was there. Dr. Fauci was there. And they came out and gave their little spill about how we all need to be responsible and wear a mask and social distance. And I swear, I don't know what's going on, but Dr. Birx was up there putting charts up and throwing them up there, just going by as fast as you can go, I guess. And I noticed something about those charts, just a little thing, but I noticed that the chart background and the lines were basically almost the damn same color. It was very difficult to look for on the TV screen and see what chart she was talking about and where those lines were. Anyway, just one of those little pet peeves that pissed me off that went, really? You couldn't put like a black background with white lines or a red background with white lines, anything. Any contrasting color, but no, they was trying to. Anyway, just one of them little things that pisses me off. But they got up there and talked all about how we need to be responsible citizens, listen to our state governors, and abide by social distancing rules put out by the CDC. Yeah, that went all fine and dandy until Mikey boy, old Pence, the tap dancer that he is, was asked about why they continue to have rallies where they do not practice social distancing, where they do not practice wearing a mask, even when, in the case of Arizona, the local government had said, hey, we want you to wear a mask here. You know, we got a pandemic going on here, and the numbers are starting to spike. We'd like you to wear a mask. They said, screw you. And they did not wear a mask. The difference between what they say and what they do. Mikey boy, I'm sorry, I had to look down at my notes. I don't like doing that. Mikey boy had to go on to a big rant when he asked about that, about how it's so important to have the freedom of speech and the freedom to peaceably assemble. It's enshrined in our Constitution. Are you shitting me, Mikey boy? Did you notice in Lafayette Square, Jackson Park there in Washington a few weeks ago when Donnie wanted to go strut his shit across the street to hold up a Bible? Do you remember what you did to those people that were peacefully protesting, that were using their right of freedom of speech in that park? Do you remember what y'all did to them, asshole? Rubber bullets, gas, tear gas and shit. Shoving them out of the way. Get out of the way. I guess freedom of speech and the right to peacefully assemble only accounts for Trump voters, only for Donnie's boys. The rest of y'all are all terrorists and infidels and Antifa or whatever the hell he wants to call you. It's only his crowd that have the freedom of speech and the right to assemble. It's the same way that his group is the only one that has a Second Amendment that they can go storm the Capitol, the State House, to hold their rifles in the face of police to demand that they have their right. That's a sad thing, baby. You have the right to be as stupid as you want to be in this country, and sometimes that's what hurts us. That's what really gets us. Gary Spring just donated $2 through Super Chat, buddy. We appreciate it tremendously. Thank you, Gary. Up in Canada, baby. Yeah. You know, this whole mask thing has become so political. Even Liz Cheney put out a picture on her Twitter, I think, of the Darth Vader himself, the dick in a mask. Dick Cheney in a mask, another Republican going against Donnie and trying to point out, hey, asshole, just wear a mask. Donnie can't wear a mask, baby, because it's going to upset his makeup, his spray on orange shit that he wears on his face. Philip Alvarado just donated $2 and said, I forgot to get my Corona to put on ice. Philip, we'll give you a few minutes. Go ahead and get your Corona, buddy. I'll take a sip of my Dos Equis. And we are going to be the party of healthcare. We're gonna have so many beautiful plans out there that you'll just ask me to stop making beautiful plans, Donnie. Thursday night at 11 o'clock at night, the Trump administration strolled their ass to the Supreme Court and filed a motion to strike down the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, to make it unconstitutional, the whole law, throw it out. That would put almost 2 million people right off of their health insurance right now, baby, right now, with a decision from the Supreme Court in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of numbers rising all over the place, especially in the Sun Belt down here, baby. Yesterday, Texas had almost 6,000. Today, they just reported 5,700 today. Today. In Texas, baby. Oh, by the way, Donnie reversed himself on that decision to cut funding from Texas for COVID-19, because Ted Cruz and John Cornhole, they got all upset and ran over to Donnie. So what the hell are you doing spiking up over here? Well, you're taking away our testing because Donnie doesn't want testing. But I guess they raised a stink and something, and I guess because today Trump reversed himself and refinanced the 7 testing sites here in Texas for 2 more weeks. That's it. If you ain't got it under control in 2 more weeks, we're going to stop testing that. He's just laying it out. He doesn't give a shit. It doesn't matter if we're talking about the pandemic or any damn thing else. The man doesn't give a shit about anything. He doesn't read anything. He doesn't get briefed on crap. He pulls shit out of his ass. Last night he was on that Sean Pannity waste on Fox Spew's bullshit mountain. Had an interview with Sean there. And then Sean asked him, and they got video all over the news now. Sean asked him, well, what is your plans? What is your vision for the next 4 years? Ain't no freaking vision. He came rambling on for several minutes about his experience and talent. He's got a lot of talent, and he didn't know anybody in Washington before, but now he knows people in Washington now, and, I'm a great guy. As a matter of fact, in the interview, he actually told Sean Pannity that a friend walked up to him and said, a friend walked up to me and said, I'm the most perfect person ever. The most perfect person ever. He let those words utter out of his freaking mouth. I am a very stable genius. I'm this, I'm that. It's sickening. One of my friends told me I'm the most perfect person in the world. They lied to your ass, Donnie. You're the biggest scumbag this country's. You son of a bitch. You're about as low life as this country or anybody in the world has ever seen. You rank right next to Hitler. You look like Hitler. You sound like Hitler. Shit. Anyway, Supreme Court of the United States today denied Texas Democrats. They had asked for an extension of the voting, mail-in voting here in Texas. We want mail-in voting. We got a pandemic. Look at this. The numbers are going all over the place. And our Attorney General, Ken Paxton, here in Texas, fought it all the way, baby. And the Supreme Court of the United States said, nope, I'm sorry, Democrats. You're going to have to go out there and vote in the middle of a pandemic. That is how much the Republican Party gives a shit about you. You're a Democrat. I don't give a shit if you vote or not. That's not the idea. The idea is to only let these little maggots with red hats get in there to vote. The ones with all the courage that they're not pussies that don't wear a mask or some shit like that. He doesn't wear a mask because it'll smear his orange spray shit that he sprays all over him. And that's the only reason. The vanity in the man is disgusting. Anyway, Sin City NV said, fuck Trump. He's a prick. Know nothing orange moron. I agree. And Bernadette said unfortunately, we have to wait until November 3rd to set it out. Meanwhile, people are dying, and I'm ashamed of our lack of leadership, but we're being run by idiots right now. We're being run by not only idiots, they're greedy, money-grabbing. They're willing to let American citizens die just so they can get their hands on some more money out of the Treasury. That's it, baby. That's all. The news going around right now is that we are going to take the Senate. That there's a whole lot of Republican senators out there got their panties in a wad right now because they backed this man for 3.5 freaking years. And now, just like everybody else he's ever met, he's going to throw their ass under the bus. How about it, Greg Abbott and DeSantis over there in Florida? Close down the bars today. You know, Donnie's not going to like that shit. Donnie's going to get mad at your ass. He might come down here and slap you. I just want to hear their excuse to Donnie of why they feel they have to go against him because it's, I don't know. I'm just telling you. Anyway, the Supreme Court decisions, whether they do with the ACA or whether it do with the voting rights here in Texas or in Georgia or North Carolina or anywhere else, These decisions are impacted by a court that has been heavily leaning right for a while. There is a lot that we have to fix. And, I read a little, getting off the subject here. I was reading a little article about how our Grand Attorney General, William Barr, the consigliere of the Republican crime family that is the Trumps, has brought to light a discussion on should the Attorney General of the United States be picked by a president. That's a pretty good question, I think, if we take a look at it. Right now, the Attorney General is part of the executive branch. I don't think they should be. They're part of the judicial branch. The Attorney General should not be selected by the president. I read this article and it made good sense to me. Why would we let some prick pick his own Attorney General? Because now we have seen the obvious, the devastation that could come to a nation. You know, we got all upset that Barr fired that attorney up there in the Southern District of New York. Well, I just found out on Memorial Day weekend he fired another U.S. attorney. One here in Texas that was investigating the opioid crisis and the distribution of that and who might be held criminally liable for that. And oh my Lord, the name Walmart came into that investigation and we'll have none of that shit. So the U.S. attorney in Texas got fired. And I don't know what's going to happen to that little investigation. It's not only about all the investigations into Trump and his family. It's about controlling the mere fabric of our nation through the laws here in Texas, here in your state, anywhere across this country. We want some crooked president with a crooked attorney general deciding what cases should be prosecuted in this country, what we should do to protect our citizens or to uphold the law. Remember, he says he's the law and order president. He doesn't mean the law, abide by the law. What he means by that is I'm going to come beat your ass with a stick if you get out in line. That's what he means by law and order. It doesn't mean abiding by the laws of our nation. To him, it means abiding by Trump law. He will decide how many years you get for any violation that you might happen to do. We can't let our nation go this way. In seeking change in the way we do business, systemic change all across the nation in our law enforcement, in our police departments, and right up to the Attorney General. Maybe we need to relook at how that man gets his office, because the power that man wields impacts a whole lot of shit across our country. And now with Mitch McConnell doing a happy dance for doing over 200 federal judges on the bench since Trump got in, they're laughing their way all the way to the bank, baby. Because they will have the power to squash an investigation. They'll have the power to determine who gets prosecuted and what they get charged for. Mike Flynn, Roger Stone, y'all go ahead on. Yeah, y'all go ahead on. Donnie will decide who it is. Oh, burn a flag, baby? Oh, we'll put your ass. Knock down a statue? Are you shitting me? He has now detached U.S. Marshals, U.S. freaking Marshals, to go guard Confederate statues. How much of a disgusting, lowlife, maggot-sucking asshole do you have to be? With everything that this country faces, you want to expand man hours with the U.S. Marshal Service to go protect General Bowery Booger Boy, who sits up on a horse in some town in the South that everybody wants to worship there. I'm glad to see this movement coming across this country to get rid of them statues, to rename high schools and schools like Robert E. Lee School. Fuck you. Take your traitorous shit and get out of here with that crap. We don't want it in our society. We want an honest history for our nation to learn. Our younger generation needs to know a true history, not some made-up bullshit by a statue in the park. Ohio Dad 70, Ohio Dad 70. My friend Joe donated $10 to Super Chat and said, they say the heat will kill the 19. For your information, Arizona's hot as hell. It's also spiking, I understand, as well as many in the heat belt said, sad, Blue Dot strong. Thank you, Joe. He's right. Remember when Donnie said when it gets warmer, it'll all go away? It's been burning up hot down here in Texas. It's spiking, baby. Everything the man says, he pulls out of his ass. And it comes out of his mouth. And you know what they say? Whatever comes out your mouth is worse, because whatever your ass refused is mighty bad. So all the shit that is coming out of Donnie's mouth is just because his ass refused it. That's some disgusting shit. Get it out of here. I'm not. So it just vomits out of his ass. I mean, out of his mouth. Everything that he says. Anyway, what else I got? Perfect person. Anyway, that just pisses me off. How could anybody say that shit? So my friend came and told me, yeah, I just want to mention that too. At the coronavirus task force meeting, everybody, all the doctors, all the head of the NHS and all that stuff, walked out there with a mask on except one guy. And that is the guy that kisses Donnie's ass so much he can. It's not that Mike Pence wears makeup, but Donnie would kick his ass if he put a mask on, evidently. He's the only one that walked out there and stood out there the whole time without a mask. The arrogance of them, do what I say. Don't do what I do. I'm the only one privileged to do that shit. While he sits there mealy-mouthed trying to talk about the freedom of the Constitution. Are you shitting me? We won't have a country left to defend the Constitution with if this asshole were to continue on. You know, I noticed on Morning Joe, they were talking about, hey, he thinks maybe, just maybe, and I'm all for this freaking idea, that Donnie might quit. Might resign instead of getting fired, you know, because Donnie doesn't like that losing shit. Because once he goes up for election and he loses his ass and gets his ass kicked out of the White House, well, he's a one-term president and the worst one in the history of our country. What a legacy you're going to be, Donnie. We can be able to make jokes about you for the rest of our lives. Future generations will come up with all sorts of shit for the disgusting crap of a man that we had. Anyway, what did Miss Nomad? And when an American flag hits the ground, you're not allowed to do anything with it but burn it. That is true. That is true. If an American flag touches the ground, proper etiquette of flag etiquette says that actually you should cut the stripes, each individually, off of the flag. You should cut the field of stars off and burn them all one at a time. That's how you're supposed to do it. But burning a flag, any flag, has already been passed by the Supreme Court to be that of freedom of speech. So when Mike Pence talks about the sanctity of freedom of speech, it's the speech that he determines that is correct. Not what the law says. What Donnie says. What Pence says. Hey, you don't read the Bible on Wednesday? You know that's against the law. We're gonna have to put you in jail for some time. That's the kind of shit I would expect to come out of Mike Pence's ass. But anyway, yes, thank you, Miss Nomad. The last flag the Confederate flew was the white flag to surrender. They lost. They gave up. They are weak. They are traitors to America. Thank you very much, Miss Nomad. That says it all. And as far as NASCAR goes, they're still waving the Confederate flag at the races, the white one that signals next to the last lap, you know. You're on your last lap here. Surrender. That's the only Confederate flag that should be flown. That really disappointed the shit out of me during the last Talladega race over there when they had all these assholes, these anti-American, I don't know, Nazis driving all around the stadium with their rebel flag with that shit. Are you shitting me? What a disgrace to your country. What an anti-American thing to do. Don't try to come up here with this freaking bullshit of your heritage and crap. It doesn't fly with anybody. Renee Aries just, donated $20 and said, Friday beer for the crew. Well, that's me. I'm the crew, so I better get to drinking shit. Those donations, I can't say thank you enough for. I got a sneak peek. Y'all can't see it yet. It's not done yet. But Travis is working diligently on our website, www.abluedotintexas.com. There are going to be sources in there. There will be a link for our Discord that all you have to do is click that link, and it is going to take you to exactly all the steps that you have to. It's going to download the Discord app. It's going to get you hooked up and come into the Blue Room and be able to come talk to us on the air. And we are solidifying, and because of the new website, we're going to be able to do a few more things. I am going to start selecting or asking, inviting some of our Blue Dot family members to come into a conversation on Discord. The conversation will be between, 2, 3 of us. And it is not going to be live. We will record that, and it will be put up on the website and a podcast. Podcasts don't have videos, so we're going to introduce this new thing, and we're going to ask people to come into the room. We'll have things to discuss or things that you want to discuss, but it'll be a limited room to where a conversation can go on, and then we will upload that to the website and also to, I don't know about Facebook and YouTube. We won't have no video. I don't know. Travis will work all that shit out. But we want to expand our reach not only onto the internet, but also into a podcast. And we could just upload the show, but I think I would rather take the time with several people in the room to have a substantive discussion about something and be able to put that out as another venue, as another way to further this fight that we're in. I am so proud of everybody that has been with us for so long. Paulette Hallbeck, baby, I can't say thank you enough for all the years you've been with us and all the support that you've given. And to those that should donate through the Super Chat or through the Patreon, those funds have really done wonders, not only for our family, but for the production of this show and everything else. I want to just say thank you because it means so much to us. Anyway, Homer's Reluctant Odyssey is in the room. He says, still growing moody peas on Sand Mountain. Great childhood memories on Sand Mountain. Well, I'm good, buddy. John Winlow's here. He says his 84-year-old grandmother, old mother, told me that if she didn't know that the rebel flag was racist, so I had to explain it to her. You know, I saw an interview with this lady. Let me see if I can remember anything to make it make sense. No, it's too deep. It's too deep. It was on racism in America. And as many have said before here lately, it's not enough to be just to claim that you are not a racist person. We have to fight that in our country every day and in our lives. You have to speak up and call down somebody who is attempting to be a racist or a bigot or any other thing, a homophobe or anything like that. Every member in this family, no matter what their ethnic origins are, ethnic. That just reminded me, Mama showed me this article, and it was the truth, and it can't be disputed that we all came from Africa. Everybody in this world was born black in my book because we're all descendants of those people that came out of Ethiopia and that area in Africa. And as the tribes of the nation moved farther away from the equator. Well, we got a little lighter skin because we weren't so close to the sun and all this other bullshit. Anyway, it just one of those things that you can't deny that even your religion or whether you're as science based. We can track it all back down to one area of the world. So you have to accept that into your head in a way that I don't know what I'm saying. Just how can you be against somebody who is your blood, who is no different in any way than the other person standing on the line? And I'm not. It doesn't matter about the color of their skin, who they love, what gender they are. All of them are brothers and sisters. Even the assholes that wear the red hat, we know we got to slap them around everywhere, get them in line, and chase them back to kindergarten so they can leave, learn again. But it's one planet, baby, one planet. And until we get to the point where everybody accepts everybody else truly in their heart, we still have a long way to go. Anyway, I'm glad everybody come. There's John Diddybag just came by. Donna Bonacosi's there. Planted a lot today. Good. It's time to put flowers out. It's time to put a little garden out there. Elia Esperanza is out there. Hello, precious blue dots from Southern California. I know where she lives. And anyway, thank you all for coming by, visiting, doing these lives a whole lot easier than trying to do them. But I tend to ramble my mouth a lot longer. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for visiting with me. And look for we'll have our next family meeting on Sunday. By then we might be able to have a little bit more information about our website and more ideas about what we're going to do. But I'm going to be tapping some people on the shoulder and going, hey, come on in here and talk for a while. And then we are going to produce that into a podcast. Anyway, this Blue Dot family grows and keeps moving to try to spread the message and keep everybody motivated to do one thing. Defeat this man, throw this whole administration out on their can. I'd prefer tar and feathers myself, but get rid of them so we can start taking control of this nation again and start going in the direction it needs to go in for all of us and not just the wealthy sumbitches that seem to be doing pretty damn good with this guy. Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Oh, look at there. Right before we left, John Diddybag jumps in. Where's my whacker? There's my whacker, and says, donated $10 and said, if we cut ourselves, we bleed the same. That means it's more important what's on the inside. So saith John Diddybag. It's true, baby. Cut any one of us. It's the same blood that comes out. The same blood. I love my brothers and sisters in this movement, and I love my brothers and sisters in this world. But some of them, like I said, we got to drag them along on their knuckles and get them up in line here. But eventually, if we put the right leaders in our nation, if we model our own behavior in the right way, then yeah, we're going to get there, baby, and I'll be proud to. Anyway, that's about all I got. Vote, 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 my lovely American friend, says Candy 2. And Teresa Diggum says, right on, baby. Anyway, y'all take care. I got to find my arrow here now and all that shit. See, Travis would be here doing that, but I'm doing it myself. Yes, I'm still having trouble with my stupid eyes. Anyway, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later.